This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. As we turn now to America's most exciting punk band, that's what Rolling Stone called them. Downtown Boys is a self-described bilingual political dance sax punk party from Providence, Rhode Island. They are known for their electric, politically charged performances, which take the audience on a frenzied tour through history from the slave trade to police brutality today. A Hartford Courant reviewer wrote, quote, "You could make the case, and people have, that Downtown Boys was the sound of punk rock in America in 2015. The reviewer compared their performances to, quote, anarchic backyard barbecues, part political rally, but all danceable, kinetic party. Thrash around if you want, but pay attention." This is Wave of History off their latest album, Full Communism. Wave of History, Downtown Boys. I'm joined now by Victoria Ruiz, the lead singer of Downtown Boys, and Joey DeFrancesco, the guitarist. It's great to have you both with us. So first talk about Wave of History. Talk about it, Victoria.
Well, Wave of History wrote it about a year ago when there was a lot going on in terms of, our own community in Providence. Black Lives Matter marches were happening all around the country. And in Providence, there was a very big Black Lives Matter march. And the police kind of picked 7 people to arrest. And so that was happening. We were both involved in a lot of hotel organizing. We were both also trying to do this music thing. And seeing the way that, we were being treated as musicians and just sort of all of these different paths that we were trying to bring together. And we were like, wow, we are truly on a wave of history. And thinking about how there's no way to really think about our current moment without contextualizing it in historical background. And in many ways, that's what can make what we're doing, a true threat to, and make it an opportunity to really change what's happening. So Wave of History is really a call for that change to happen, and remembering where we come from, not so much to be shocked by it, but to give us some type of terrifying hope to change where we're at.
And talk about the music and the graphics of this video.
Well, a lot of that messaging comes from this concept of land. I think Malcolm X has said it, that it's never been about a desegregated cup of coffee. It's always been about the land. Cesar Chavez said something similar. It's not so much about the price of lettuce, it's about land. And so we really wanted the graphics to be able to portray that story of land and how taking land and taking back land can really shift power. And so we really wanted to look at, we're in a current moment where the current criminal justice system and mass incarceration, which includes raids by ICE is happening as a continuation of the transatlantic slave trade, where land and ocean were taken by the slave ship. And so we really wanted to tie that and contextualize that idea through maps, through facts and figures about this connection between our current mass incarceration system and slavery. And then we wanted to contextualize it also in what happens economically. So you'll see, businesses like Coca-Cola and Aetna that come straight out of the slave trade.
Explain what you mean, why straight out, Joey, of the slave trade.
Well, for example, Aetna and a lot of insurance companies got their start literally insuring slaves and property on slave plantations. So a lot of that capital that these companies began with is coming from the slave trade. It's not a metaphor. I think sometimes when we say that capitalism is deeply rooted in slavery, people think it's sort of an exaggeration or a metaphor, but it's literally true, right? All of these companies, not all of them, but a lot of these companies like Aetna, like J.P. Morgan, like Lehman Brothers, have direct roots either beginning as companies involved in the slave trade as insurers or literal slave traders, or had some kind of auxiliary part of their initial business. So that capital from that time period obviously carries over and is built until what you have today.
So this is part of your new album, Full Communism. Why'd you call it Full Communism?
I think we call it Full Communism. Obviously, it's somewhat of a provocative title. That's some of what we do. We want to capture attention. But more than that, I think we meant Full Communism is really kind of a hopeful idea. A lot of our album is angry and it's critiquing, but the point of that critique is not that we're kind of nihilistic and giving up, right? If we were so overwhelmed that we were giving up, we wouldn't be angry anymore. We would stop talking about this stuff. But we are, in fact, kind of, I think, hopeful and optimistic that we can create something. So I think we wanted to create some kind of a hopeful message with the title, like convey some kind of utopian idea. So we're not talking about any kind of like hardcore like Marxism, or like we're not into any specific like theorists or anything like that, but just this idea of this kind of future better society that we still believe in creating through addressing the things that we talk about on the record.
Now, Joey,